How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about GGPI. So like I said in yesterday's video, I would not consider taking a position unless it came back down to the $10 range. We ended up testing $10.83 on the day. So you guys know I picked up some shares around $10.87. This is why I say you want to be patient when it comes to your overall entries. And plus, it ended up finishing green overall on the day. I'll talk about it more inside of this video. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is a technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bullish case scenario and as well as in the bearish case scenario. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know what the buying behavior was like on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for GGPI. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $11.59, being up 2.39%. On the low, it tested $10.83, and then on the high, testing $11.70. So when we take a look at our volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 6.478 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days being at 5.658 million shares. So we ended up having above average volume on the day, and this was helpful for GGPI. So like I was saying yesterday, I would not consider buying this stock unless it got down to the $10 range, and we ended up getting to $10.83. So you guys know I did load up on some shares. But you know what? Let's take a look at a chart, which is the daily chart. The RSI down below is right around 44.93. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we are below the 21-day EMA. You can see right here we are just below the 50-day, but we do have strength above the 100-day. Looks like we're actually using it as an area of support. It is set at $10.78, and we ended up testing $10.83. So that is good to see because that'll give us some more data since it's just been recent since this was announced that it was going to be going public and so forth for Polestar. But anyways, so what we want to look forward to in the bullish case scenario, I talked about yesterday that $12 being a psychological area. So if we can make this move to 12, this is where I'm going to look forward to seeing how well we can move once we pass around 12.20. Another thing to keep into consideration, we did have some resistance at $11.70. So this is going to be an area you're going to want to keep a close eye on because the next potential resistance area could present itself around $11.86. As far as for the bearish case scenario, if we end up having a pullback, I expect that we're going to be able to hold up right here above $11.30. It is very doable. We were able to do this as well on many different occasions. So this is why I want $11.30 to actually hold up. If it doesn't hold up and we do end up getting even a bigger dip, you guys know I still like it in the 10s. But for the most part, if the markets continue to look strong, I see no reason why GGPI shouldn't be able to pass 1170, which was the high of the day. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for GGPI. So for the dark pool short volume ratio, it's at 50.85%. And then for the dark pool short volume being just over 858,000 shares, 858,695 shares to be exact. Now, when we take a look at the short shares availability, it is at 800,000, updated 3 minutes ago. And then for the short ball free rate, it is at 1.33%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we could see for the close of the 13th, it was at 47.15. And then for the close of the 14th, which was yesterday, it was as high as 50.85. So what this tells us, GGPI does have short squeeze potential. So if we have a strong catalyst that comes into this play, you can look forward to seeing a very strong move to the upside. So now let's go over the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for GGPI. So we can see here on the inflow is at 13.05, and then on the outflow it's at 14.27. When we take a look at the breakdown, it was 0 on the large. On the medium, it was 10.23. On the small, it was 2.82. Taking a look at the outflow side on the large, it was 0. On the medium, it was 11.28. And then for the small, it was 2.99. Taking a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you could see for today, it ended up being 0. Now, when we analyze the numbers even further for the small scale orders, which tends to represent the retail side, we had more selling than we had buying. And then we take a look at what happened on the medium. We had more selling than we had buying as well. The differences are not that big either. I just want to make sure I point that out. Now, when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it was at 6.50%. So yes, that is up there, but due to the fact we still finished green on the day with the selling pressure, shows that there are still many who are holding on to their positions. And having traders coming in and out is no shock. We know this play comes with a lot of volatility, and it's also in a popular space when it comes to EVs and so on. So let's jump into the final thoughts, and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for GGPI, one of the things I want to make sure I emphasize to you guys again, you want to be patient when it comes to your overall entries. I was talking about yesterday, you could get this stock in the $10 range. It ended up pulling back to $10.83. I did say there was supposed to be some support at $11.06, so that's why when it broke through it and it got down into the 10s, I wasn't shocked. I was like, you know what, this is the opportunity to buy up some shares. We also did talk about this is a SPAC, so the floor price is usually around $10. And as it gets close to the combination, you have every right as a shareholder to say, well, if you don't want to hold these shares anymore, you can get at least $10 back per share in value. So this is why I said, as far as for the risk to reward ratio, I really like it. And since I got my position, as far as what my risk is, it's only 87 cents per share. You really can't go wrong with that, considering the upside of this stock, where it could easily get to around $15 to $20 and so on. Also, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, it does continue to have short squeeze potential. There's a many shorts who are vested in this play. No surprise, because we've seen this with a lot of other EV stocks. So going into tomorrow, I would love to see Polestar actually get to the $12 range. This is going to be a psychological area. So that's one thing to keep in mind. You're going to have many that will be looking to take some profits, but we want to see continued volume buying pressure coming in so we can just burst through 12 and see where we can go on the upside. But for the most part, I don't mind having this as a swing trade play, and I'm going to continue to be patient because, like I said, I love the risk to reward. Happy I got my position in, and if it does decide to pull back even more at any time as far as for this month, I'll be looking to add even more. Also, Jerome Powell came out and told us, hey, you don't have to worry about any rate hikes and so on until next year. So what does this mean? We can look forward to seeing a strong rally in the market overall. We also did notice this as it came closer towards the end of the day, and it literally started, and I saw, hey, right around 2 o'clock, it was a little bit jumpy, then I got to 2:30, started moving, then I got to 3 o'clock, but like I said, he ended up saying the things that we needed to hear. The market is looking great. Can't wait to see how the stock performs going into tomorrow, and we'll be talking real soon.